This program is proudly brought to you by Appearance Trendy Wardrobe and Kitchen, Cocado's Healthy Cuisine, and Vista Pediatrics.
In a world where gender roles and societal expectations affect the way we raise our sons, it is essential to explore the challenges and the opportunities that comes with boyhood, masculinity, and parenting in general. This is your favorite parenting show, the Two Worst Moms Show. This show is proudly brought to you by Cocados. Cocados has salads, detox packages, smoothies, Greek yogurt, parfait, granola, wraps, sandwiches, and my personal favorite, the Bougie Burkina, aka Brooks. You can call or text Cocados on 0541 022 896. We are also sponsored by Appearance Trendy Wardrobe and Kitchenware. As you can see today, I'm wearing this very beautiful dress from Appearance Trendy. They have microwaves, kitchen stands, non-stick saucepans, rice cookers, air fryers, blenders, kettles, burners, dinner sets, chafing dishes, and many more. Now, they also have kids dresses, corporate dresses, casual dresses, outing dresses, and church dresses. They have men's clothing like shirts, khakis, jeans, trousers, shorts, and many, many more. The interesting thing is they do nationwide delivery. Call or WhatsApp them on 0208 759 436. We are also sponsored by Vista Pediatrics. They are the leading children's clinic in the western and central regions. They can be found at Fijai near the MK nightclub. Call or text them on 0534 966 283. We will be right back after the break.
This program is proudly brought to you by Appearance Trendy Wardrobe and Kitchen, Cocado's Healthy Cuisine, and Vista Pediatrics.
Welcome back from the commercial break. I am excited to have the person I have with me in the studios today. Once again, we are brought to you by Cocados, Appearance Trendy Wardrobe, and Vista Pediatrics. My beautiful dress is by Appearance Trendy Wardrobe and Kitchenware, and my makeup, as usual, by Frames Touch. We have in the studios today a force, a powerhouse, a mom of three strong boys, and I can't wait to. Behind the scenes, I have been tapping into her wisdom, but today I can't wait to tap even more into her wisdom. We have Mrs. Henrietta Erskine. She is, I don't like doing this, but she's a pastor's wife. I don't want to always give the limelight to the men, but yes, she is a pastor's wife, and also is the director of the End Time New Generation School here in Tekadi. I call her mommy, so pardon me, mommy. Welcome.
Thank you.
Finally,
Finally.
you're on
We
my
made
set. I am very grateful. Now, before we delve, I want you to tell me something small about your job. You're the director.
Yes.
What does it entail?
So, my parents actually started it. So I would say it's a second generation thing I'm doing. I inherited from my parents. I am a professional teacher. I worked within the government space for a period. I worked for a couple of NGOs. And then when the need arose, I had to put all down, come and take over the family business
Wonderful.
to drive it further.
And how is it going?
It's going well by the grace of God.
So the school runs from
Crèche
to
to,
JHS.
yes, BS9, JHS3.
Oh, that's nice. That's
And it's
wonderful.
been in existence for 30 years.
30
30.
years. 30 years.
Yes, ma'am.
That's a school everybody should go to. Wow, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. We'll come there. We'll come and visit.
Sure.
Now let's come home. You have 3 boys.
Yes.
I mean, I am privileged. I do know them, and I can see you are doing a wonderful job.
Bless God.
2 weeks ago, I had a guest who has 3 girls, and I asked her a question. I'm going to ask you the same thing.
Sure.
That particular question. After the 3rd boy, I mean, when you were pregnant with the 3rd boy, and you found out it was a boy, how did you feel?
For the 3rd boy, we were all expecting a girl. So we named him Princess right before he was born. Actually, the 1st, we were also expecting a girl. So he was supposed to be named after my father-in-law, who is Reverend Paul Felix Erskine. So right in the womb, we used to call him Paula. You know, the female version of Paul is
Paul.
Paula. Yes.
Yeah.
So for Paul, we're expecting a girl. We already named him before he came out. And for the 3rd, we were passionately expecting a girl. So the brothers, that's the 2 boys before him, named him Princess. So when he came out, I remember that day so well, like yesterday. The midwife asked, what did the doctor say your baby is? And I said, together with a doctor friend, he said, a girl. And then she just lifted the baby and said, behold, a boy. I said, glory to Jesus. That's my prince. We were expecting a princess. It turned out to be a prince. So we named him Prince Ransford Erskine.
So that's how the prince came.
Yes.
That's a beautiful story. You were never sad?
No.
Okay.
Much as I was expecting a girl, I believed that whatever God does is the best. So there's no point questioning it. And interestingly, I know we'll certainly get there, but interestingly, he is the girl of my home. So caring, he exhibits the traits of ladies. Yeah.
I think I saw on your WhatsApp status one day where he was wearing his chef.
Oh yes. We do that a lot. We do that a lot. He's the one who will come to me and practically serve me breakfast in bed. He does what the girl would have done. So I'm just fine.
I am a bit surprised that you were not sad, because for me, at a point I was sad before I now came to the realization actually this is my fate.
Actually, I did a lot of questioning.
To God?
Yes. Everyone around me. Yes. But it turned out to be good. I had to take it in good faith. Yes.
With my last pregnancy, we were also calling the baby Maya. Because we were hoping and praying it would be a girl. But then Levi came out, so we stuck with it. Let me ask you this, ma'am. Have you ever wished you had a girl?
Oh yes, I still do. I still do. I'm trusting God. If you be generous enough and be gracious to me, I'm trusting Him for twin girls.
Wow.
Yeah.
Twin girls. I'll come for one. You have the baby, and I will come for one for free.
Okay.
Let's delve into the actual conversation. Boys, what are their ages?
14, 12, and 7 years.
12 and 7. What happened? Why that gap?
Well, the pregnancies were not so smooth.
Okay.
With Paul, I had to be hospitalized throughout the journey. It was a no baby, no home pregnancy. I practically spent the entire period in the hospital. So 2 years on, Josh came. And looking at the stress involved, we decided not to go any further. That was why we had that long
So
break.
does that mean that Ransford was a miracle baby?
Yes. Yeah. So along the line, um, Hobby had to honor his promise to God.
Mm.
So we had a lot of talking, deliberations, knowing what the journey usually for the first two especially entails. So we prayed, we trusted God for a smooth journey, and he honored
It was
himself.
smooth. Thank God, thank God. So I want to ask you this: has there ever been a moment that you were so happy that you had only boys?
Mm.
That- Was there an instant something happened? You're like, oh God, thank you that I have only boys.
Um, yes. Parenting is a big deal.
Mm.
Yeah. It's a full-time job. It's a practical learning experience. And growing up, I grew up in a compound house actually, where I saw a lot of recalcitrant boys. So, giving birth to boys, I was poised for what's ahead, especially when they have to be tough and they also have to. I am from a family with 3 boys, 3 girls, and I happen to be the second one. So, I have all 3 boys behind me. Yes, so I knew it was going to be challenging because from where I grew up, boys have always been the tough ones. But to the glory of God, my boys are just, they are manageable.
Oh yes, I can
Yes,
attest to
they
that.
are so manageable. I interact with a few friends, I visit a few relatives, and I thank God that even though they are boys, they are so gentle and they are quite submissive.
Yeah,
I don't get that raising tough boys kind
yeah,
of thing.
yeah.
So I
So
just feel
you're
so happy
proud that.
about it. I tell you. I tell you.
Now let's come to, in our Ghanaian society we have traditional gender roles. I want to know how you're raising your boys. Are you raising them as men in the so-called,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in the eyes of society,
Mm-hmm.
boys do this, men don't cook, men are supposed to, they don't cry, they're supposed to play
Yeah.
football, that kind of situation. Is that how you're raising them? I just want to, know how the whole upbringing with regards to traditional
Yeah.
methods, yeah, is going with you.
I remember when I was about getting married, my father-in-law asked me a question. Exactly what traits am I picking from my parents' married home to my new home? And it got me thinking. I actually answered him, but I think I did not give a serious thought to that question. I just gave him an answer. So when I began the journey, I started looking back into my background, my parents, my siblings, and then I realized that there were lots of things that I could pick and use them. So back to your question, my mommy raised responsible human beings. Let me put it that way. It was not gender biased. So boys were playing the role of girls. Girls were equally doing what you expect boys to do. So I replicated same thing in my home. And the interesting thing, let me tell you today,
Okay.
you know, your in-laws
Yeah,
nurtured or trained my husband.
yeah, that I know.
So my husband is an all-rounded person. Please pardon me if I have to keep mentioning him. He's actually the brain behind what you see me doing with my boys. Yes,
That's
yes,
wonderful.
yes. I don't even mind giving him a standing ovation on the show. Yes, because
Ooh.
he's the main brain behind it. He's so helpful. He cooks, he washes, he does things that traditionally everyone thinks that the woman should be doing this. So I get the time to take good care of myself. Some people tell me I don't look my age. I say, well, sometimes when you get the chance to take good care of yourself, it also goes a long way. The point is, he doesn't stress me with house stuff. Not that I'm lazy. he's so helpful. And when I saw that, I told myself that I would want the next generation of ladies who will be privileged to get married to my boys to
Yeah.
also experience the luxury
That
I am
you are.
experiencing. So I will say that they do everything. They cook, they wash,
Wonderful.
they clean. When they were much younger, we used to have a few helping hands. But the past 3, 4 years, no, we have not employed anyone else to work in the house.
Wow.
Everything is done by us.
Wow. That is wonderful. What kind of foods can they cook though?
So until recently, soups were no, but I took the opportunity during their vacation to introduce them to soup preparations. So they can prepare light soup
Wonderful.
now with other foods.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
You did a great job.
Thank you.
And still on society, when I was asking the earlier question, I asked, society doesn't expect boys or men to cry, and I mean all these emotions that men don't express as fathers, as husbands. It all boils down to how they were brought up. I want to know what you are doing about that. Well, first of all, are you even doing it? Secondly, if you are, how are you teaching them to express their emotions as human beings? They are not just boys, they are human beings. How are you doing that?
As an educationist, coming from my area of operation, there is this saying that children are good imitators. Always give them something good to imitate. Yeah. So in my home, we do express ourselves, not holding back. Myself, daddy, so the children naturally follow that pattern. So whenever there is the need, no, will you believe that they can ask questions like, Mommy, have you ever had a crush before? Oh, yes. So that's how open the conversation is. They are free to say whatever they need to say, whatever is bothering them. Actually, daddy is not the kind of daddy that will take the initiative to ask them. And then I'm not really sure. He's not that intimidating, but they would rather approach me with anything disturbing them. Girls, learning difficulties, whatever they think is.
But do you think that is so? They approach you more because women are naturally, they resonate with the fact that we are the emotional ones, the more emotional ones in the home.
Yes, and then maybe there is more to it. I'm mostly with them.
Okay.
They get to spend lots of time with me. So they are naturally comfortable talking to me about everything.
That's great. I think from all that you said, what I am picking up is the fact that your husband himself is a kind of model for them.
Yes, that's very true. Because Anna PJ will say, Daddy, when I grow up, I want to be a powerful preacher like you. Yeah.
That's wonderful. Yeah. So do you think boys imitate their dads more?
Yes and no.
Okay.
Yes, depending on the kind of atmosphere in the home. And no, because if the daddy is not present.
I'm asking that because all that you were saying, I'm just trying to remember my own home and how my boys are wearing heels every day.
Yes, because that's it. That's where the no comes
So
in, when daddy is hardly present.
So if the father is present, there is a probability that
there's a tendency, yeah.
The father over the mom.
Yes. And that also, like I said earlier, depends on the environment, the atmosphere at home. If daddy is the tyrant daddy, no. Some will pick, others will not, who would not want to be treated so well. So some will pick that attitude, that nature, and then others will also stick to the other. Children just naturally align with the things they find in their environment. Yeah.
So still around that.
Mm.
Do you feel like, have you ever felt incapable? Have you ever felt, no, not incapable, incompetent?
Mm.
That these boys, I am not the one who is supposed to be raising them. I mean, how do you call it? Is it not inferiority complex?
Mm.
What am I looking for? Something imposter syndrome.
Mm.
And I've spoken with a few other women who have, wonderful kids, but somehow they feel incompetent. They
Yeah.
feel like
Yeah.
they're not doing the right thing. It's just a charade, sort of thing. Have you ever felt that?
Yes. Sometimes I ask myself, am I doing it right? Are
Mm.
they really getting it right? Can somebody do it better than I am? So I always open up to learning, more learning to be able to feel that, yes, I mean, I'm doing it well.
Can you share with us some of your resources? Like, who do you learn from so that?
Ha! I read a lot of parenting books. Yes. And then this one, I'm not sure she's even aware. I had a teacher way back in SHS who also had 3 boys. Yeah. The first pair were twins, Mrs. Ernestina Hammond, the headmistress of Ahantaman Senior High School.
Oh, you went to
And
a hunter.
no, I attended Fijai, but she was teaching English language in Ahantaman then.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And the husband wasn't around, he was out of the country. So she was doing it alone. And I saw how she was blending work with motherhood, standing in as the mother, father. She did inspire me a lot. And then Reverend Imprim and the wife, formerly of Central Assemblies of God, they had 2 boys, 2 girls. We grew in the same neighborhood. And at some point, whenever mommy gave birth and had to resume for work, she would leave the children with my mom. But I also saw how they raised their children. And my mom,
Another powerhouse.
God bless her so much. God bless her so, so, so much. Because she is a real example to me. So till now, when I have difficulties, I still run to her. Yeah.
I'm learning a lot from what you're saying, but it still goes back to the fact that there are always models, people serving as models.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, this hadn't dawned on me. Somehow you will think that good people are just made, but it all boils down to what they saw growing up. That's wonderful. You are still watching the Two Words Mom Show, your number one parenting show. We will be right back after this short commercial break.
This program is proudly brought to you by Appearance Trendy Wardrobe and Kitchen, Cocado's Healthy Cuisine, and Vista Pediatrics.
Thank you for staying. And if you're just joining us, you are watching the Two Words Moms Show, your favorite parenting show. And today we are talking about raising the boy child. And we have an expert with us in the studios. So, Mrs. Erskine, as a boy mom now, with your first child, 14?
Yeah.
14 years. You have 14 years of experience. What are some vital moral lessons, okay, values that you think boys in particular need?
So the God factor can never be downplayed as a Christian parent. And we actually have values at home specifically molded for the children. Yes, it is pasted on some of the walls in
You
their
can share with
room.
us so that I can copy some
Yes,
for myself.
a few that I can recall
Okay.
of head. Integrity is one.
Mm,
Yeah,
mm,
integrity is one. Honesty,
mm.
God fearing. There are lots. We have about 10 of them that we recite every morning after morning devotions. And then when I'm driving them to school, I just call out one and then they share their views on them.
That's wonderful. But how do you make sure they are practicing what you're teaching them?
Well, the more they repeat, the more it stays with them.
Yeah.
And we have a practice at home where it is not about do's and don'ts, but when you falter, it is such that the younger siblings will even point it out to whoever has faltered. If it is the eldest, the youngest, if it's the youngest, the eldest will, because we've been doing this for quite a while now. It has become part of them. And like I said earlier, the parents, we try to model it for them to imitate. Children do what you do. They do not do what you ask them to do. So we are parents in our own space, but we are not so free. We're always conscious about the children copying what we do. So we try to do things that they have to imitate, that we expect them to be doing.
If I got that correctly, when they are around, you are extra careful what you do.
Extra careful
You wouldn't do
with our
things.
words, how we relate, how we talk to each other. And let me share this. I think last week, Daddy and I were agreeing to disagree on something, disagreeing to agree on something. And the elders happened to chance on us in the kitchen. And we did not want to just stop it so that he thinks mommy and daddy are pretending. We're not quarreling, but it wasn't the usual talk that we do have. So daddy left the kitchen. He said, I'll be back. In order for the boy not to see that we were in the middle of
So you're intentional about everything.
very, very honestly, if you want to raise children the right way, other than the God factor, intentionality is key. So key. So daddy walked out and Papa asked, Mommy, your voice was so high. Are you okay? Is everything all right with you and daddy? I said, we're discussing something, but daddy didn't agree with my point. I also didn't agree with his point. So it is normal to argue some things out, but it shouldn't exceed the normal arguing points. And he was cool with it. You don't have to pretend in their presence that it's all good. So he asked about how they manage their emotions. Let them know that you will get angry. But when you are angry, how do you, interact with the people around you? Yes, it's good to be angry sometimes, but learn to control your anger, balance things, and that's it.
I am learning a lot. Mommy, let's talk about girls. Paul is 14.
Yes.
And Josh is the second one
12.
is 12. Oh, Indian adolescents.
Yes.
Have you started having those conversations with them?
Yes.
Their emotions,
Yes.
their feelings,
Yes.
how they can relate with girls. Please talk about that. I'll be interested.
So daddy actually spearheaded that.
Okay.
That I think we started way back. Papa is 14 now. When he turned 10. Yes, because they interact with girls all the time. So they have their cousins visiting, and sometimes you see the look on their faces, you see how they play, and we had to begin that to let them know that there is this natural attraction with the opposite sex. The conversation is so plain that you won't keep anything away. It is natural to like somebody of the opposite sex, but it's not a good thing to carry it next, followed by your feelings and all that stuff.
Have you ever, Paul, I'm sorry that I'm asking, but I'm going to ask, has any of them ever, come to you to, tell you about a girl? How did
Yes.
you, how, Paul, I'm sorry,
Interestingly,
Josh, I'm sorry.
Josh does that.
You see, I knew it would be Josh. Because Josh is, smooth on the radar. He's a cool guy.
He
So how
does
did
that.
you, were you surprised? How did you take it?
No, I've been expecting it. Yes, I've been expecting it based on how they react when I'm with daddy at home. We play a lot. You know my home.
Yeah.
We play a lot. We laugh out. The family bonding is so nice. I love it. So when they see daddy and I playing, sometimes they shy away, especially when the playing has to be with holding each other, hugging, or giving a peck in front of them. They shy away. So daddy would just be like, Shawemu.
That is so true.
So that gave us a signal that they have reached that stage where they understand some of these things. And they started coming to me with questions. Mommy, what does it feel like to have a crush on somebody? And then I will respond, do you have a crush on someone already? They will just try to shy away. But I tell them it's normal.
Yeah.
Yes, you're adolescents now. And these are the stages in adolescence. These are the feelings associated in that stage. Daddy uses this particular expression that the adolescent stage is a complex stage and full of emotions. I've forgotten the exact word. I would have loved to use it. So he says that to let them know that it is okay to have such feelings, but you need to be on top of it. You need to be in control. Know that, are you ready for a relationship? Well, where it lead you to? Are you ready? I asked them, are you ready to have a girlfriend? Oh, mommy, what's that for? I said, yes. If not, don't nurture the crush.
Okay.
It will pass. Sometimes they ask, I let them get on the phone, Google the meaning of this. So Josh read the meaning of having a crush to me, and he said it's a brief romantic feeling.
Brief.
Yes, brief.
Brief.
Yes. So I asked of his take and said, if I don't nurture it, it will go away. I said, great. So that should hit in your head that you don't need to nurture it. If it won't take you anywhere.
Your sons are very confident. Yeah. Even with Ransford. As a child, but then next thing I realized the last time I saw him, he was a very confident boy. How did you do that? How did you build their self-esteem?
We model it. Again, we model it. We're actually so intentional about raising. There is this said about pastors' children.
Yep.
Yes, so we've been very intentional. We model it. And then, this is not an ad, but I do let them enroll in some leadership and mentorship clubs.
Okay.
There was this one at Anaji St. Peter's by PM's Team Academy. Ohime Ando, she's a life coach. So she has such programs for children, the adolescents, and I do enroll them in. In the church too, we often have some experts coming around to talk to them. And sometimes in the school, usually when school resumes, we have that session where we have some counselors, some from the health units. We have various professions coming in to talk to them. And then we have practical sessions as well. So we nurture them to be good and responsible leaders. So it's an all-rounded thing. They get bits and pieces from everywhere that they get to go.
That thing they say about a village raising kids, this is where it comes to places.
Yeah.
I mean, that's so wonderfully.
We bless God.
I mean, they're not grown yet, but the little that we have seen. Talking about self-esteem, let me just, go a little bit to social media and
Mm.
screen time because
Mm.
I have a younger brother at home and he has gotten to the age where every time he wants to see this particular, kind of boy, he wants to walk a certain way. You see him doing
Mm.
something, and then you're like,
Mm.
"What's going on?" He's like,
Mm.
"Oh, I saw this person doing this on Instagram or on TikTok." How do you monitor social media usage, even screen time in itself? How do you handle that?
We actually have, as a teacher, we have like a timetable. We have labeled it flow of the day.
Okay.
So how the day goes. There is a 1.5 period for screen time. That's even usually during the holidays. But other than the holidays, it's just an hour where they get to listen to the news with us.
Okay.
Other than that, it's only on weekends. But trust me, their weekend is so packed that you barely have time to watch, TV. Um, they go for classes. When it's weekend, that we planned it together. So they know they have screen time, 1.5 hours on Saturday, Sunday, but they don't get to enjoy it. And it's not intentional. They go for classes, there are church meetings, and by the time you come, we follow the flow. So if it is past the screen time period,
Can't do
you don't
anything
get
about
access
it.
to. I must say they only got some access to when the eldest was about to write his BEC, and I had to give him a tablet to be able to be on a few WhatsApp platforms. And
Besides that, there is no social media pressure,
no, no,
and
no,
he is 14
he's
and he's
14.
not on social media,
No.
and his life hasn't ended.
No, 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 no,
Like
no,
some
no, no,
people
no,
make
no.
you believe
He's
that if
so
your
well
kids are not.
informed too. He's
Mm,
well informed.
that's wonderful. If you're just joining us, you have missed a whole lot.
Mhm.
This is the Two Words Mom Show, and I'm going to ask Mrs. Erskine to round up our conversation all too soon. I'm sad, but time is time. It doesn't wait for anyone. So, Mommy, I'm going to ask you to give your final word to one, anybody who has only boys and feels bad about the fact that I have
Mm.
only boys, and then two, parents in general.
Yeah.
What will be your advice to us?
Maybe I should have mentioned this earlier. My mother-in-law had 6 boys.
Yes, that's
Yes.
true.
And my aunt, that's the one who comes after my mom, had 5 boys.
Hmm.
And their world hasn't ended.
My mother-in-law had 5 boys.
Exactly. It so happens that we allow societal pressure sometimes to define who should be a boy, who should be a girl in terms of running the home. But civilization has taught us that those who travel outside Ghana, mostly, there is not really a woman's role, a man's role. They help each other, they complement each other. So if you have all boys, trust me, God in his own wisdom, like I mentioned earlier, will give you one of the boys who will play the role of a girl in your life. So my brothers hardly come home. And it so happens that we, the girls, are so close to our parents, especially as they are retired, taking care of a few needs and all that. Once a while, I feel scared that who is that girl going to play the role I'm playing in the lives of my parents? But by the grace of God, I have inculcated that in them. Intentionally, I take them to grandma. When we stock up food at home, not that grandma doesn't have to eat, I intentionally take some out. This is for my mom. So sometimes they ask and I'll tell them, this is what you should be doing. When you grow up, don't neglect us. Don't think that we are well able to take good care of ourselves. You should be intentional about visiting us with your children. I say it because that is
Wow.
what I want them to be doing. Yes. So I take them to mom and dad's place. And the general advice is that do what you want to see your children doing as a parent. Be so intentional about it. It will deny you of some of your comforts. like the social media issue. When we have a conversation, it is no phone. So you will not see mommy on phone, you will not see daddy on phone. And during that period, we won't pick a call. It's discipline. It is not easy. Sometimes you have deployed people as a leader of a team. You have deployed people to do certain things and you will need feedback. You need to be communicating with them. But once we set the rules, we all abide by it and that's it. So if you have all boys, don't give up. Keep bringing them up in the fear of the Lord and let them do everything that human beings do.
Okay. All right. Let them do everything that human beings do. Do not limit them. All too soon, this is the end of our interview. But we are not done. We will be back with the playground.
This program is proudly brought to you by Appearance Trendy Wardrobe and Kitchen, Cocado's Healthy Cuisine, and Vista Pediatrics.
Welcome back from that short commercial break. This show is proudly sponsored by Cocado's Healthy Cuisine. Now, Cocado's has salads, detox packages, smoothies, Greek yogurts, parfait, granola wraps, sandwiches, juices, and bruschetta. This bruschetta is different. You can call or text them on 0541 022 896. We are also sponsored by Appearance Trendy Wardrobe. Everything kitchen, everything clothing. They have microwaves, kitchen stands, non-stick saucepans, cookers, air fryers, blenders, kettles, burners. They have lunch bowls, water bottles, and many more. They also have all kinds of dresses for kids, corporate dresses, casual dresses, outing dresses, and church dresses. Call or WhatsApp them on 0287 594. Sorry, I'll take that again. 0208 7594 36. Also, we are sponsored by Vista Pediatrics. They are the leading children's clinic in the Western and Central regions. They can be located at Fijai near the NK nightclub. Contact them on 0534 966 283. My makeup is by Frame Starch My Dress from Appearance Trendy Wardrobe and Kitchen. This is my favorite segment. This is where I get to do what I want to do to my guests. Welcome to the playground. Today we are going to do sit and act with my guest, Mrs. Henrietta Erskine. And I'm not going to cheat. Last people were telling me that I was cheating. I don't know what I did. I was just answering. Please, are you ready for me?
Ready.
There are no rules. I have 2 minutes, right? I have 2 minutes to, decide on what you are doing to give you an answer. But if I get all correct, how many do we have here? I'll take just 100 cities for each. So quickly, without wasting much time. There you go.
Sitting, acting.
Yes.
Okay.
Swinging.
No.
Swimming?
No.
Oh, goodness.
It should be only 2 attempts, actually.
No, you're not breaking your own rules on my show. It's not swimming, it's not swinging.
No. Last
Please,
attempt.
could you please do it again? For the first time, I don't know what this is. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I have no idea.
Riding a skateboard or scooter.
Oh,
I won.
no, but you could have done. Okay, skateboard.
Yes.
Well. Oh no. Anyway.
It's more with the milk.
Yeah.
Phew. Well, you will definitely get this one.
Okay. Gaming.
Playing video games.
Play video. Do I have it? Correct. Okay.
Phew.
Oh, I can't believe I lost the first one. Oh. Laundry. Doing the laundry. Ironing and folding. Ironing the shirts.
Hey!
Yay!
Ironing a shirt.
How many more can we do? Can we keep going? Okay.
I'm sure you get this one too.
Okay. Sprinkling water. Pumpkin.
You know, I'm doing it the way my boys do.
Basketball.
No. Mm.
Dancing.
No. Last attempt. Playing with a yo-yo.
That was what I thought.
Mm.
Then I said, no. Who wrote that? Who wrote that? I was the person. I actually thought about it, but I said no. It can't be yo-yo.
So I'm definitely winning this session.
Oh, if LeBron finds out I lost that one, he'll be very disappointed in me. Playing with a gun. What a gun?
What a gun. You got that. You got that. Still going?
Yes.
Mm.
Ooh, so I've had two wrong. Oh, my heart is broken. Of course, catapulted.
Great.
Bed.
Shooting a catapult.
Okay. I'm such a great.
It's because I'm a good
actor.
actress. I'm acting it out well, so that's
Okay. Master not coming. Okay. Dressing a wound.
dressing a wound. That's correct.
So is this your acting or my genius?
This is definitely my acting. Doing the most. Okay.
Polishing a shoe. I almost said scrubbing.
Either scrub mid air. Finally. Should I let you win on this too?
Well, you can. Does it change anything? Oh my goodness. Oh, I know. Playing car race.
Playing a remote control car.
Do I get it?
Yeah.
But still,
Oh, you don't get it.
Oh, I didn't get it. But that's
Playing
not
with
fair.
remote control car.
What is that? Is that? All too soon, we have come to the end of the playground. I am not happy. I am about it at all. You are still watching your favorite parenting show, the Two Words Mouth Show. We will be right back.
program is proudly brought to you by Appearance Trendy Wardrobe and Kitchen, Cocado's Healthy Cuisine, and Vista Pediatrics.
Welcome back to the final segment of your favorite parenting show, the Two Words Moms Show. I am so sad because we have come to the end of today's show, and before we go, you know that the healthiest food shop in Takrady is Cocado's Healthy Cuisine, and they always nourish our guests with healthy food before they leave. We have here some wraps, we have some chicken stir fry, the famous bougie Brooks, and then some juice. So, Mrs. Erskine,
Yes, darling.
as a thank you, I believe you're already a customer at
You
Cocado's.
should see the smiles on my face. It's like a happy birthday to me today.
So this is for you.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
We are
thank
so
you.
grateful.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you to Appearance Trendy Wardrobe. Thank you to Cocado's. Thank you to Vista Pediatrics. Thank you to Frame Starch and Appearance Trendy once again for my beautiful dress. I always feel to thank my production house, Mex Multimedia Institute, the one and only, the whole Ghana. You can see our beautiful sets. You can contact them for anything that you need regarding production. And so thank you once again, Mrs. Erskine, and she will definitely come back. We will bring her back another time to continue this wonderful information. Thank you, and see you same time next week. Bye.
This program is proudly brought to you by Appearance Trendy Wardrobe and Kitchen, Cocado's Healthy Cuisine, and Vista Pediatrics.